How have I used genre conventions in my media products? Indie rock costume. This image was put together as part of my research into the indie rock conventions of costume. It's a general look into some of the common features found in music videos, such as leather jackets, denim jackets, tartan patterns, and skirts. This was very helpful as I knew that some of my friends already owned these types of clothes. Here in this image is the costume for the 3 characters in my music video. As you can see, the male character on the right is wearing a red Harrington bomber jacket. This fits under the indie genre convention as it is a very alternative type of clothing to wear. The male protagonist in the middle of the shot is wearing a wax jacket along with a check shirt. This is also part of the genre conventions for male characters in music videos. In this and the next clip, the female protagonist is wearing a leather jacket, which is part of the research I found that leather jackets were a big indie rock genre convention. The female protagonist is also wearing a black skirt. Black can be connoted to an alternative genre as artists are known to wear dark clothing. Here I followed my costume research for indie rock conventions as my protagonist is wearing a tartan dress. I have also followed indie rock genre conventions by using Doc Martens for the shoes for my protagonist. Indie rock props. I didn't use many props in my music video, however I was influenced heavily by other indie rock music videos, such as the Strokes music video for their single, Someday. As you can see here, there is lots of alcohol used in this shot, including one of the members of the band is holding up a glass of alcohol. In this shot for my own music video, the protagonist is having a cocktail. This supports Tessa Perkins' rule that not all stereotypes are false. This is because alcohol has become a convention of indie rock, and therefore it must have begun from evidence that people who enjoy indie rock music enjoy drinking. Another prop related to indie rock is cigarettes, which I used in my music video. As seen in this shot from the Someday music video, one of the band members is also seen smoking. This immediately shows that I am using props in a genre conventional way as I am relating straight back to other media texts. Editing. Here is a snapshot from Jake Bugg's music video for his hit single Lightning Bolt. As you can see, a black and white effect has been added onto the top of the shot. I have incorporated this into my own music video as it fits under the genre conventions of indie rock music videos. Next is a shot from the same music video. A film effect is used on the top which adds a grainy, blurry effect which is quite out of focus. However, I have not picked up on the out of focus aspect. I have used lines which create a film effect and also reinforce the genre. In conclusion, I have taken a range of inspirations from existing media products to conform to indie rock conventions, as this will appeal to my target audience. Also, in my audience feedback, I found that people recognised that the music video belonged to the indie rock genre through the mise-en-scene and editing. Have I used, challenged, or developed formal and genre conventions in my ancillary texts? Right, I've got some examples of some of my own digipacks that I used when planning my digipack. Not all of them relate to the same genre that I was using, which is indie rock, but I think that it helped me confirm the kind of structure and theme that a digipack should have. This is an album by a band called The Internet, which are quite a techno kind of like dance music band. As you can see, the image on the front cover, lots of bright colours. There's a blue hue used on this main image, but there are lots of bright colours used on these other 4 circles, which is also used on the back cover. Lots of bright colours are used, which kind of has connotations of like dance music, techno music, and this theme carries on throughout the digipack. Now this is only a 1-disc digipack, however the one I'm making is 2 discs, but you can still get the same idea of what a digipack should look like. The theme of like the bright colours has been used on the inside. As you can see, this is an image of the the male artist in the band, and this is an image of the female artist in the band. And it follows conventions, as you can see the artists in the band in the digipack. However, you know, they have broken conventions by not using like a clear image of the artist on the front or back cover. But I really like it because I think that the images make it look very exciting and make the genre clear. Next, I have another one disc digipack. It's by the artist and rapper L Sweatshirt, so therefore it doesn't fit under the indie rock genre. However, I thought it would be really good to have a look at when I was doing my research into digipacks, as the theme that he uses is black and white, which is quite similar to an indie rock genre, because black and white is a very big convention for indie rock, and also the film effect which is used. So I thought that would be good to look at and get inspiration from. Straight away, the digipack follows formal conventions, such as having the artist used on the front and the back cover, which really helps promote the artist and reinforce the identity, as you know, it's the artist's album and therefore they should be the main aspect of the digipack. They have followed, the digipack follows conventions by having the track list on the back. The font for the track list is the same as the font used on the front cover. However, the digipack has broken conventions because the yellow font, which coincides with the yellow on this sticker, is not used again on the back cover or the spine or the inside of the digipack. So that kind of breaks conventions, but it has been, you know, the yellow font has been used to kind of foreground the text on the front, because obviously it's quite difficult to read writing on top of black and white. So that's the reason that that's been used. Furthermore, the conventions that have been used on the back cover include the barcode, record label, and you know, the track list, which what audiences expect to see on a digipack. You know, it follows the formal conventions of a digipack. The inside, there is another image for one side of the digipack. It follows the theme that has been used for the front and the back cover, as it's black and white and uses a grainy effect. However, it also helps reinforce the genre conventions, because such like the taboo language and the kind of grotty flat used for the image it just has connotations of hip hop and like urban connotations. The inside, however, does not use any more images. It's quite minimalistic on the inside, but it does use the graffiti style font on each of the sides and the CD, which, you know, keeps the theme throughout cohesive of the digipack, as the font is used throughout the digipack, the artist is used throughout the digipack. There is a, you know, constant black and white theme, and it all just works really well together as an album. Finally, I have got the album The Sound of the Smiths. It's a greatest hits album for the indie rock band The Smiths, who are an 80s band, and I thought it'd be really useful to look at when I was researching specifically indie rock digipacks, as they belong to this genre, and it was really useful when looking at for the structure and the themes used. Straight away, the formal conventions on the front cover are an image of the band on the front cover, which helps reinforce the identity of the band. You know, straight away you just know that that is the band, and even if you were shopping for the you know, just buying a CD and you didn't see the name of the band on the front, you would see the image, as this is the biggest part of the front cover, and it's the most prominent feature. You would see the band members, instantly recognise them, and then, you know, like go up to it, you know, pick it up, and you'd be a lot more inclined to buy it by recognising the artists on the front. Also, a formal convention is the name of the album on the front, which conveniently uses the name of the band being The Smiths, which is good because, you know, it just really reinforces the identity of the band on the front cover of the digipack. As you can see, the image of the band, the name of the band, you know, which is really important for the success of a digipack. Obviously there is a blue and white theme which is used on the front because it's used for the title and the sticker on the front, which is also used on the back cover and also inside for the 2 discs. This theme is used throughout the digipack, obviously, which is very effective. It's used on the back cover, which again has the name of the album, and is used for the track list. Also on the back cover, the formal convention of the barcode is used, which just, you know, instantly makes it a realistic product. It is real, so it needs to include the formal conventions of an album, whilst also using genre conventions to convey the genre of the artist or band to the audience, which is used on the front cover. On video it's coming up as more of a black and white image, but really it's a sepia effect used on the main image for the front cover. Also on this side image, a sepia effect is used of 2 of the band members from The Smiths, which also then again reinforces the identity of the artist. It's what you expect to see. You expect to see the band members in the digipack, which is what this digipack has done, and also using the sepia effect on 2 images, which is also an indie rock convention. However, on the opposite side image, a black and white effect has been used with an added blue hue, which fits in with the alternate theme, which is the blue and white, which is also used on this final side image of the band members. Again, it is a black and white image with a blue hue, which works well with the blue and white theme used for the discs, the front cover and the back cover. And finally we've got another image of the band. This again is a black and white image, but this time with a pink hue, which kind of breaks conventions because you've got 3 different effects used for the images. It doesn't have quite a narrowed theme. It's not just stuck to one theme. You've got 3 different colouring styles, and then also for the back of the back sides behind the CDs, there are other former Smiths album covers and single covers used, which are all different colours. So it's a very kind of brightly coloured album digipack, which is obviously very kind of like attractive for the audience, as it just draws you in whilst following conventions of the genre and the form. This is an image of my final digipack with all the final images that I decided to use after making 3 different drafts of my digipack. From audience research, I found that this was the most successful digipack and appealed to most audiences. By looking at other existing digipacks, for example this Jake Bugg album, I was able to follow formal conventions such as using the artist on the front cover. This is the final draft for my front cover of my digipack. As you can see, I have followed both formal conventions and genre conventions, as I used the artist as the main image for the front cover, whilst following genre conventions similar to those used in the Jake Bugg's front cover of his digipack. As you can see, both images use a sepia effect with a grain and noise effect to follow genre conventions. Next is an image of the back cover for the same digipack. Jake Bugg has been used again for the main image to reinforce the identity of the artist. You can also see that the same effect used on the front cover has been used here, and the photograph was taken in the same location. I have once again followed these formal conventions. I've used an image of my artist in the same location for the back cover, whilst sticking to formal conventions and using the track list on the left-hand side of the image, whilst including a barcode and other different logos linking to CDs, such as a record label. Another formal convention belonging to a digipack is for the artist or band to be displayed on the CD. An example of this is the CD for the Verve album Urban Hymns. I was able to follow this convention by using an image that I took of the artist used in my music video and display this on the first CD. Here is the second disc. It is not an image of the artist, however it's an image of the trees, which is quite abstract, and it was taken from the same location, which can be linked to this side used in my digipack. The image is used in the same location, which can be linked to the music video, and also the spine of the digipack uses the same font used on the front cover of my digipack. These are all formal conventions, as the font is the same used on the front cover as is used on the spine. I've included formal conventions such as the track list and images of the artist taken in the same location, which reinforces the identity of the artist and also links to the music video, as the same location was used in my music video. Here is the final product for the music magazine advertisement that I made to promote my artist and album. The conventional features that I used included the artist's name as the masthead, the main image of the artist, image of the album cover displayed, positive music magazine reviews included belonging to the same genre, conventional cover lines and mentions of singles on the album, and finally conventional logos and social media to promote the art. This is a magazine advertisement for the album Skying by the indie rock band The Horrors. As you can see, the main image used is actually the same as the front cover for the album. This reinforces the promotion of the album whilst following formal conventions. This is because there is not only one formal convention used for the main image, being using an image of the artist, but the front cover of the album is also a formal convention, as this promotes the album, which is the full purpose of the advertisement. Furthermore, the advert follows formal conventions by using the artist's name in a bold font, being The Horrors, and it also includes 6 different positive reviews from indie rock magazines, which helps promote the album and impress the audience. Next is a magazine advertisement for the artist Santigold, as you can tell by the masthead, which is the name of the artist, whilst adding the main image, which is of the artist, which reinforces the identity of the artist in the poster. Due to the fact that the masthead and the title of the album are used in the same font, it creates a theme throughout the advertisement, whilst the conventional cover lines are in a simple bold font to make it clear for the audience to read, such as the new single from Santigold, Download Now, CD in stores, will attract the audience and influence them to buy the album. The image is also very abstract, which will appeal to the target audience of alternative dance lovers. And finally, here we have a magazine advertisement for Lana Del Rey's album Born to Die. Immediately, the advert will catch target audience's eyes due to the masthead in a large bold font, which is the artist's name, Lana Del Rey. Also, the title of the album Born to Die is also displayed in the same font, which creates a clear, bold theme throughout the advert. Next, the main image is of the artist herself, Lana Del Rey. Because the image is just of Lana Del Rey, it makes her the main focus of the advertisement, which is extremely important, as the advertisement is meant to solely promote the artist and the album. Although it is not very clear, the font underneath is a different font, which is good because it makes the advertisement more exciting, because there are more than 2 different types of fonts, and also it is giving information as to when the album is out and where to buy it from, which is a formal convention, as the audience need to be able to know when and where they can buy the album in order to fulfill the purpose of the advertisement, which is to persuade people to consume the album. So here is my magazine advertisement. As you can see, I've used lots of components which include many formal conventions, such as the ones that I've just discussed, looking at other existing magazine advertisements. Firstly, an attribute which immediately stands out to the target audience will be the masthead of the advertisement, which reads Freddie Josh. As this is the name of the artist, it is very important that it stands out in the advertisement and will catch the audience's attention. This both promotes the artist and also ensures that it's the name of the artist that audiences remember from the advertisement, which helps make sure that the artist has a very prominent identity within the music industry. Next, there are two different images on my magazine advertisement. One, the main image of the artist, and two, a smaller image of the front cover of the album I am promoting. The main image follows genre conventions as it uses a black and white and noise effect to give a vintage sense to the image. This editing style will appeal to my target audience and will attract them to have a look at the advert. I have also followed formal conventions as the main image is the artist, much like in the Lana Del Rey advertisement and the Santigold advertisement. Both of the main images were of the artist to ensure that the promotion of the artist was the main focus of the advert. Also, for the image of the front cover of the album to be used, this is also a formal convention, as it is the product and therefore the audience will expect to see the product that the advert is promoting to be displayed on the advert. Another formal convention I used was a positive review from two music magazines. In this case, I used Mojo magazine and NME magazine. These are both indie rock and alternative music magazines, which relates directly to my target audience. As they are positive reviews, it also helps persuade any audience to be interested in buying the product, being the artist's album. Furthermore, I've also included conventional cover lines on my magazine advertisement, such as Out Now and includes hit single. Not only will these cover lines stand out to the audience, such as the cover line includes hit single, makes the audience want to know which single and from what album, but they will attract the audience's attention through the bold fonts. I've used 3 different fonts on my magazine advertisement, which makes it very exciting. However, all 3 fonts fall under an indie rock and alternative genre due to the bold and contrasting font, as well as the decayed effect, which has connotations of the alternative genre. This ensures that all of the text stands out on the advert so that the audience are able to read it clearly whilst also conveying the genre of the album. Also, the masthead title font, which says Freddie Josh, is the same font used on the front cover of my Digipack. This is a formal convention as it makes a cohesive link between both products. Finally, at the bottom of my magazine advertisement, I have included 2 logos of shopping brands that will be able to sell my album and where the audience can purchase the album. Both brands specifically sell music and therefore will attract my audience. I have also included a formal convention, which is a social media website belonging to the artist. I have created a website named www.freddiejosh.com. This provides information of the artist, as people interested in the artist, such as fans and my target audience, will be able to go to this website and find out more information about the artist and the music. These aspects of a magazine advertisement are very important as it both promotes the artist and also helps persuade the audience to purchase the album. Those are all of the formal conventions I've used in terms of my ancillary tags. I've used lots of formal conventions, and to ensure that the products are successful, I've rarely challenged them. I believe that through thorough research, I've been able to create realistic and professional looking products that will appeal to my target audience. Thank you.